fans, we're about to get weird on you. We're going to look at Tappity Tap. Because here at Tpull's Corner, it's day 26 of Evergreen, where we talk about the mechanics that Wizards of the Coast uses to define their terms. We've got a lot of stuff like lifelink, you can see here we covered recently. Lifelink's a vanilla term that's on the card. Well, there's another term that's on the card. It's also a mechanic. It's used a lot. It's used more than anything else in the entire game, and people don't think about it enough. It's the tap feature. Here's Giant Killer. He can destroy a creature with power 4 or greater with the instant chop down power. When he's down on the battlefield as a creature, he can tap a target creature. So mostly what we like to do is get other creatures down that can do a lot of damage. Use Giant Killer to tap down whatever defender there is and run over and smack them in the face with our creatures. This is a fine strategy. It's incorporated all the time. But have you ever created an entire deck whose whole purpose was to tap them down? Let's go through this. We've got 64 cards, only 16 creatures, 24 lands, which is standard. We've got some cards that are draw cards, so like Pressure Point, I've got 4 of those, so they replace themselves, so I didn't mind going over 60. In addition to Giant Killer, we have 1 copy of Righteousness to block a very big creature, because inevitably my opponent gets down a big creature, and inevitably they manage to come try and hit me. It's like they don't like me or something. Soulmender, we can tap to gain 1 life. Speaker of the Heavens, these guys have Vigilance, so they don't tap. 2 Wings of the Cosmos, target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until end of turn and untaps it. This is my little surprise because I don't have a lot of flyers in here, but hopefully I get this at the right places in time to stop the flyers, because there's going to be flyers. 1 copy of Checkpoint Officer, and now he's not as flexible as Giant Killer. He doesn't have the adventure part. He's not an adventure creature. He's from Beast of Ikoria, but we can use him to tap a target creature. Divine Gambit is kind of a last-ditch strategy. It's good against artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So whatever it is that's giving me trouble, I can get rid of. The problem is they can put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield, so it could be replaced with something worse. So we like to see them empty their hand first, so there's no consequence for having this 2/2 sorcery exile card that we can play. 1 copy of Luminarch Aspirant to add +1. There's no tapping involved with her, but she's just so freaking useful. As long as she can stay on the board and pump people up, I can stay in the game. 1 Pacifism, just to stop another big creature from trying to attack me all the time. 4 Pressure Points. This will tap the target creatures temporarily. 1 Silverflame Squire. You can pump up your creature for +2/+2 and untap it. So maybe if I attacked with somebody, they think it's out of play and they come attack me with their creature, and suddenly my creature is available to defend and stronger than ever. 1 Study Break to tap 2 target creatures and go learning. I can go into my sideboard, and I've got not too many things. I've got something to go get land if I need it. I usually end up using Reduce to Memory, getting rid of target non-land permanent that is really too big or too disgusting for me to handle otherwise. I do have access to a flyer if I need it. Putting 2 counters and getting Vigilance for till the end of 1 turn can be useful under certain times, or Strike 2 then draw 2. That's the sideboard. I only have, I believe, that 1 card, so I'm only going to get 1 choice. 4 copies of Swift Response. This is sort of why I put 4 Pressure Points in here, because there's a lot of cards like Elder Gargaroth that have Vigilance. They're too big for me to handle. They don't tap on their own. So I've got some extra help in this deck to tap them so that all 4 of my Swift Responses will be useful, as opposed to sometimes you have just a Swift Response and nothing else, and that's not enough because they've got Vigilance, none of their stuff that taps. 1 Ardenvale Tactician, can tap them up to 2 target creatures, and this is pretty much my only regular flying defense. 1 Dreadful Apathy, this is another immobilized thing. I include this in most of my white decks because I always seem to have trouble getting enough land. And this way I get to spend 3 just to pacify them for a moment. And then I'll still have 3 later and another turn to get rid of them permanently. but it's better than, you know, Elspeth Conquers Death, which doesn't work on everything, especially not something like, you know, the 6/6 green creatures that maybe defeat all counters, that kind of thing. I've got one copy of Expel, from Strixhaven that exiles a target tap creature. 2 Goldmaw Champions that tap target creatures when they attack. 1 Sanctuary well, 2 copies of Sanctuary Lockdown. Cost 3, all humans get +1/+1, and I can tap 2 of my humans to tap another creature. 1 Siege Striker, he's got double strike. Whenever he attacks, I can tap my own untapped creatures, and he gets +1 each turn for each creature that I tap that way. 1 copy of Sparring Regimen, this is a new Strixhaven card, enchantment. Whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. That works well with Taranika, Akroan Veteran. Legendary creature, which is about the only legendary creature I got in here. Has vigilance, so does not tap. Another creature that's attacking will get base power and toughness 4/4 and gains indestructible. 4 copies of Entrancing Lyre. I need more land for this card because I want to tap a creature with power X or less. So if they manage to get down creatures with power 6, 7, 8, I better have planes 6, 7, 8. The nice thing is I can tap them down, and then I can use Swift Response if I have it, and then I can free up Entrancing Lyre to tap down a different creature after that. So hopefully I don't have to worry about them destroying this artifact and getting their big creature back. Hopefully I can tap them down, get rid of them, and then move on and tap down other less daunting threats. So it won't become quite so urgent if they do manage to destroy an artifact or 2. 2 Axgard Braggarts, and these guys untap themselves when they boast as they attack. And 1 copy of Bond of Discipline where I can tap everybody all at once and get some lifelink going on. All simple planes. That's the deck. We're going to play it. You're going to like it. And since you are going to like it, I think you should click the like button. Okay, only 2 lands to start. It's not the greatest, but got a bunch of new spells. Speaker. What this deck is. They do
Elemental cat dinosaurs? I love Ikoria. Every day is a new mutation.
Shadows awaken!
I call and Ikoria answers.
So we can tap Planeswalker. I don't have enough mana to do that to the Reacher.
I will not be quelled.
The beast could block it. Why is that?
I have a few choices here. I'm doing my best to trust other people.
Every day is a new mutation.
Terror lurks among us.
What a refreshing thought.
Double block my flyers?
Solving mysteries is my specialty.
So we're going to take action to untap. We're going to take we're going to go get one of these things. We're going to get rid of Ashiok now.
Back to shadows and silence. Strive for balance in all things. Consider this a warning.
I call, and Ikoria answers.
Every thought matters.
Does he have in there?
I see how all this connects now.
Okay. Let's get rid of the Ugin.
I learned much today.
Cost me one angel, but we get rid of the Planeswalker.
Where's the next puzzle?
I'd like you to meet my friend, Stompy.
Knowledge is a skeleton key.
He's digging through his deck like a madman. You. Next. You Destiny. You Destiny. You die.
Why would you do that?
That's
Hopefully
it.
I helped.
I'm done.
That's all there is to it. I don't know why he hasn't been using his nightmare for anything.
At least I look like I know what I'm doing.
Do you? Do you really look like you know what you're doing, Jace? Because from here it looks like you're about to be just let them play so you can't block because they don't like it. Everything looks like ever.
Ugh. I'd rather forget this fight.
It's 3, 4 markers down. If you'd have told me that I was going to be able to defeat a bunch of planeswalkers, including an Ugin, based on a brand new deck that I just created a couple of minutes ago, where the only main theme is to be able to tap things, I would have said you're crazy. But that's kind of cool the way it worked out. Okay, sports fans, it's probably all downhill from here. I mean, after defeating an Ugin in the first match, it's hard to see how it gets any better. I'll probably lose everything after this. Might as well just go home. Expensive stuff that'll come later. I got one Death Touch. Death Touch destroys my creatures. There's always a risk of going for that lady. Another Death Touch that also enters into the dungeon. How about that? Will he want to use it on a 1/2 creature? Bastion of Remembrance. That could be an issue for me. I don't want to use any of these guys just right this second. But that means I'm doing nothing for the entire turn. Gross. Fate's reversal already. Taking a couple of planes from you. Go through that dungeon unopposed. If I do that now, I can get through at least one. Alright, we got the let's see. Take the again. enough for anything else. He's not where I need to be right now. So he must pass to attack me. You can't blame him. He's not going to do anything. I was going to say, you can at least do that. Okay, can I... Hello. Still didn't get a land. So, no choice. Gotta get it. This is my for killing Ugin. Okay, I'm gonna amend this real quick just because if they're gonna keep using that many enchantments, I'm gonna get rid of one Speaker of the Heavens, and let's go ahead and get something simple. It would help if I would spell enchantments right. I'm just going to get one Light of Hope. This particular deck, just to focus on that mechanic and drive it home. We do need to have a little bit of balance in the deck, so I do need to consider enchantments. Whenever you gain life, you get it. Okay. Carry on. Legendary already, huh? That's it? Down a creature, an enchantment, or an artifact. Down next. Entrancing Lyre. You know they didn't just put one in there, right? Doesn't untap. Well, that's good. You know what? You're right. It doesn't untap. Oh, wait. Never mind. If I tap him down, he's still going to circumvent that. He's going to gain life by... Whenever he gains life, he's going to untap regardless, I think, of it if he's tapped down. You know what? Let's test it just to be sure. But it's like the Magic already figured out that I was using the tap down feature. And they found the one card that defeats it. Okay, if I'm keeping you artificially tapped down, then I can still... Okay, interesting. Okay, let's just do this. Third day, just waiting in the wings, do you? You got something. Nice again. Okay. There's another Trilosaurus. This is about all I got. We're gonna go get Exile. And we're gonna shall we decline on that for now? Yeah, let's decline on that for now. This is good. Flying and Vigilance. Okay. We need to exile. You get to be human, right? the ability to come back later, which is exile. Uh-oh. She's gonna start growing up soon, isn't she? We could do some land. Okay, we're gonna keep that guy down. We're gonna test out the Story Seeker in a minute. Can't tap anybody down. Take 4 points of damage here. Moving Roper, get out of the trap. Yes, he does. Tap. I finally get that. Okay. So, what do we do with that knowledge? We tap down you so you can't leave. Do we tap that guy down again, or get him out of here? We're still gonna be hurting next turn. Eight points of damage. We still haven't had enough spare time to make got to a certain life total. So the problem that we have, it's a good strategy, but isn't it interesting that they had a lot of copies of this creature, which is the only thing that gets out of the Lyre, and Magic, the game, the arena here, figured it out in less than 3 games. It only took to the beginning of the 3rd game. So we beat Ugin, then we lost because they didn't want to give me enough land, and then they threw Lurking Roper at me. Okay, we have now firmly established that Magic the game is big here in the arena. As soon as you come up with an original idea, it's something that makes it. But we just lost the last 2 matches, so we're due for a win, right? Times when we can't attack. So if they got this set up like this, we can still have him do something useful. Okay, Rock Slide Sorcerer. 1 damage to any target? He's got to go soon, right? To give him a chance to attack and see if he wanted to trade off. He's gonna get rid of everybody. counting on Speaker of the Heavens being able to create the angels. He's mostly there as a last-ditch effort to help give me just enough life to stay alive while I get enough lands to tap things down as I go. Although I only have one copy of Taranika right now, so that's one of my major heavy hitters that's already out of commission. Thanks to the new card. Looks like this is purposefully designed to make things precisely to get rid of the one-oneers. Maybe if you can get a couple of these built up, get rid of 2/2. My enemy is having no problem getting all the land they need, and almost every game they're big land starved. Finally get a creature. All he needs is an instant or sorcery to really get rid of Goldmaw Champion, so I needed to get somebody on the board. Your own creature. I thought he was just going to return mine and kill me. He's got me into it. That's a flyer. I guess we'll just tear him down now. And we'll be done. Up by saving his creature as opposed to just throwing mine back up. You know, for somebody with so much extra mana and so many cards in your hand, you're taking a lot of time to think this through. Yep. Wave hi to him, let him know we're here. You might be here, wow, literally. I'm just gonna sit here and starve. Really? It took me that long to grab this. Okay. To our ammo until he casts an instant or sorcery to find out if we can actually use this card or not. Use this creature to attack. I put a nice little tasty 1/1 out there as bait. Try and make him reveal what he's got. We don't want any surprises. We want him to play it now. He probably will play it now to get the striker out of play. And then he's just going to march on over with his 3/3s. start editing out all the times they start to rope. Okay, I'm gonna help you out. Take Goldmaw Champion. Put him back in my hand. That's all you need to do. You see? Okay. I'm gonna go tweak my deck and edit a couple of Dooms cards just so I can get rid of these legions of these armies of creatures that always marching against me. Let's see. They can kill one of you, right? Okay. I think I'm pretty much good because if I tap him down, I still didn't get the land I needed. Yeah, it's pretty much hopeless at this point. Unless he wants to just bring this guy back up into his hand. Should I tell him that won't work because it's a token? I got distracted. I should have tapped the 2 creatures last turn, but I think this was the lost cause anyway. I need to get to a point where the deck is giving me at least as many lands as it gives my opponent every turn. Alright, we're gonna call it. Put in a couple of these cards.
Okay, we added in 2 Doomskars, but we didn't change up the land. We still have 24 lands, so we might still have land problems. Don't have 4 speakers, but it's kind of funny to see them up front so quickly. We have paralyzed my opponent with fear already. Get that ready, because I'm sure we're going to need it. Does he have something he can flash in here? Or is he just holding on to something like a shock that he's debating whether he wants to part with on a 1/1? Don't be shy. Show us what you got. There you go. There's the mono red we're looking for. So what do I want to do about that? I guess we're on defensive already. Ah, a new card. I haven't seen this one before. Other goblins get +1. Deals damage equal to the number of goblins that enter the battlefield under your control this turn to any target. So does that count him? Doesn't matter. We're gonna die anyway. Okay. We will accept that. Do we wait for more stuff? Let's put down a chump blocker. He's probably wondering why. Why? Because I want you to commit more forces. That's why. How many can you bring down in one turn? You gotta leave one mana free to do this. You could bring down a goblin and kill my speaker, just get him out of the way if you felt like it. Okay, there's 3. So just do the 3 to me. Yeah. Losing 5 more. Still got a lot of cards, but I gotta do something or I'll just die. So we shall clear the field. Okay. What are you thinking? I'm thinking I have enough mana. I don't need to wait for you to attack. I can just tap you with this guy and then kill you with that. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target creature get +2. Fun. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Alright, that's a perfect card for Battle Rattle. Although I think I should just keep tapping them and see if somebody else comes out. Okay. You can give it to him, but maybe I'll keep him around. Maybe you'll give it to the other guy next and I'll kill him. Lots of fun choices. Alright. We don't have enough to bring him down and use the giant killer. It's pretty bad when you're facing mono red and they have just as much land as you do. Alright, so if I bring him down, now I'm going to be taking damage from that then. Alright. I have to wait for him. I have to thin the field a little bit. I don't like his ability. Let's see if he puts it on himself again or if he puts it on him. You gonna put it on yourself again? You're gonna put it on yourself again. Okay. You do that. We want to wait and see if he adds anything else to this. You got a battle enhancer you want to add on that? You do! You are so cute. But if we get rid of you now, you don't get Rimrock Knight later either. Two birds, one stone. And I finally get a nice creature. I'm assuming he doesn't have direct damage, or he probably would have destroyed Checkpoint Officer by now, for as much of a pain as that guy has been so far. And you are not a goblin, so you don't get the +1, so it does you no good against Taranika. Unless you've got another buff card. And you might be bluffing, but I'm going to let you through. Okay. Because, yeah, I want you to use that there. Because this is where the worm turns. Yeah. Not attacking with him just yet. I need to save him. Tappity tap tap. And we wait. Smoky Blue has to undergo massive calculus to determine what's going to happen next. What's going to happen next is that he's going to start to die. Base of 4. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, I didn't think you had anything. Tappy tap tap. You can exile something to grow larger, but that's going to cost you. In the meantime, if I would ever get more land, I could do more with those cards. But that's okay. This will get the job done, sooner or later. If we will just... There we go. Let it happen. Thank you. That's 10 points. If you want to let it go, you can. I guess that was too much to hope for. Okay. Let's just make sure, no matter what happens, next turn is your last turn. Shall we? I don't think you can beat that enchantment. But you do have 2 cards. What do they do? You're mono red, so why don't you do the doo-doo that you do so well? Well, I just go tappity tap tap with my tap deck. And we did the little careful tap dance. And as long as we don't have the creatures that automatically untap by some other mechanism, thank you Magic Arena for putting me against that, we're kind of having an easy time of it here. It's kind of hard to believe that mono red ends up with more lands than we get for the entire match. Good game. You gonna scoop or you gonna let me finish it off? Feed the bear while he thinks about it. Wave bye-bye. All attack. Feed the bear again. Bonus. Bonus treats. Gain 4 life. And that's all she did. Okay, let's give you one final look at the deck. It's a slightly different viewpoint, so you can see all the different mana curve there. We've got some cards that they all kind of did their job. We didn't have a need to use Righteousness in these couple of matches that we did. Checkpoint Officer was a champ in that last battle. Luminarch is really good for the little pump-ups. Let's see. Anything else that we need to point out? Probably not. I think we got to see most of these in action for the most part. Siege Striker kind of comes into his own when you manage to get more creatures out and you've got more choices. All of these others really did their jobs well. The only card that we didn't really get to show off was Bond of Discipline, but we only had one copy. The 2 copies of Doomscar are kind of necessary just because we only have 15 creatures. And our gimmick of using tap is a bit selective, and I guess you could call it limiting in one sense if we come up against an army of creatures. So it's not bad to have a couple of board wipes just to stay alive, to implement the rest of your strategy. And we lost a couple of matches. One was just based on not getting the lands we needed. I felt kind of land starved throughout the entire, all matches. But adding in just having that Doomscar in the last match was very nice too. So that's the idea. I think I'm gonna keep this particular deck around and have more fun with it and play with it. I actually really enjoyed the options that it gave me and the different choices that I could choose. I was playing little mini games in my own head about who I really wanted to tap and why and when and that kind of thing. So a little bit of micromanagement, you might say, but. That's Tappity Tap for you. That's the concept of tapping. And you know what? Come around tomorrow. We'll have a new deck for you. There's always a new deck around the corner at Tpull's Corner. And if you like what you saw today, please click like. Please consider subscribing so you can get notified when we put out the new content. Thanks. Have a good one.